Gilbert Burns called out Colby Covington. I got to tell you, Gilbert's doing everything right. Don't forget how Gilbert became the number one contender in the first place, okay? And so many times the guys become the number one contender and they forgot how they got there. Gilbert got there by staying active, staying busy, and wanting to fight anybody as often as he possibly could. Hardest fights in the hardest placement. Meaning, you want me to go 25 minutes? No problem. You want me with this guy or this guy? It's no problem. That is how Gilbert became loved in the first place by the audience. It's how he got the respect of the promotion. It's how he got the mandate of the pundits. By going out there and being willing to compete, it would not make sense for Gilbert Burns to all of a sudden go bury his head in the sand because he didn't get the outcome that he wanted. That's not how he got to this spot in the first place. So for him to come out and be calling guys out, wanted to get back in there, wanted to get busy. Oh, and by the way, he's calling a former world champion and Colby Covington. That's a hard night out. That's a hard night for both guys right there. I would be very interested in seeing that fight. And I don't know what Colby's going to want to do, but Colby has a lot less options than you might think because guys don't want to fight him. Guys are scared of Colby Covington. They just think that Colby's got an aggressive presence and they don't want to come out and say that to anybody. That's the truth. The 170-pounders don't want to fight him. And even if you're thinking, well, Leon wanted to fight him. No, excuse me. Leon wanted to fight on the date that Leon had planned to fight for because Leon sat out for a year. So Leon was willing to fight Colby Covington. That is meaningfully different from he wants to fight Colby. And by the way, I'm not looking to take a shot at Leon in the least. I'm attempting to tell the story straight that people don't want to fight Colby. Chiesa called him out, and now Burns. Colby wants to fight Masvidal. The promotion, we were told, wants Colby and Masvidal to fight, but they've been working on that for 5 to 6 months. That's how long that rumor's going on. Whatever end is holding that up or whatever piece of information we have wrong or we've had omitted and don't have at all, it doesn't look like that fight's happening. I mean, it's just one of these things. It doesn't look like that fight is happening. And who's going to go fight Usman? Wonderboy Thompson came out with the most anti-promotional or hype statement of all time, which is, well, I'm the only guy left in the top 5 that hasn't fought him. I guess I'm next. I mean, gag me with a smurf over that one, but I'm not sure he's not right. I'm not sure that Wonderboy's not right. Wonderboy is as good of an option as any option that you have unless you want to do rematches with Usman. You might want to, but Usman along the way has beaten everybody, and that includes Leon. I think that Leon and Muhammad are going to get a ton of attention as that fight starts to get closer. And I also believe that will be stated prior to that fight, at least for Leon, as a number 1 contenders fight, if the Masvidal-Usman thing is in fact off. But that's still a rematch. I'm bringing that to you because many people don't know that, or you've forgotten that. They fought 5 years ago. Usman and Leon. My point, moreover, is what's Colby going to do? And Colby doesn't have a ton of options. There are guys that will flat out say no. They're scared of him. If there is a willing participant between Chiesa, between Burns, if the Masvidal thing isn't going to come to the table, I mean, do you see where there's not a ton of options? I don't have a better idea. I haven't been presented with a better idea. I'm asking you guys. Do you like the Burns call out of Colby? The mere fact that Burns is calling anybody out, for me, is a cool thing. The mere fact that he's calling out a guy that nobody else wants to fight, who, by the way, happens to be a former champion of the world, that's a cool move. Most guys would go bury their hand and talk about what could have been. Burns back on the horse, back doing what it is that got him there in the first place. Cool move. That doesn't mean that has to work for Colby's side, but at some point, something's going to have to. So if the options are more and more limited, and we have 2 willful participants, according to them, if we take them at their word, Michael Chiesa and Gilbert Burns, is there a third option that you guys believe is likely to happen or that you would like to see happen?